guys, welcome back to the Happily Organized Challenge. Today we are going to be talking about budget and bill pay. So this year I am doing things a little bit differently. My actual format is set up the same, but I'm just using different tools to help me stay organized with my budget. And so I'm going to show you kind of how I have things set up and how it's working for me. So in my life planner, we have this Keep It Together folder, and in this folder I keep all of my budget information or budget stuff. So the first thing that you'll see is this calendar. Now this is an Erin Condren 12-month calendar, and this is where I'm just using this for my budget. Anything pertaining to my budget is in this calendar. And then also in this Keep It Together folder, I'll put any bills that are due. I just slide them in there just really as a reminder. So the first thing is I'll kind of show you the setup in here. Now it is obviously personal information when you're talking about budget. So I'm not going to go into specifics, but I'll give you an example of the overall layout. So the first thing I did, I have this piece of paper, and obviously on the other side is my weekly budget. My husband and I sat down one day and talked about what we thought a realistic budget would be for us on a week-to-week basis. So the budget includes groceries, my Walmart, which I go to Walmart for my paper goods. It's a lot cheaper there than at our grocery store. So we have a grocery store budget, we have our Walmart budget, gas, then my husband has a certain amount of money he takes out for personal use. I have a certain amount of money I take out for personal use a week. And then we have our extras. So, things that just pop up, anything that we need to pay for at my son's school or lunch money or anything like that. And then we have listed, we're this year trying to do the envelope system. So we have listed how much money goes into each envelope per week. So that's just kind of there as a reminder. So going into the actual monthly layout, it's just set up as a month view, and I really need to have a view like this when it comes to planning out my bills and all of that. My husband gets paid bi-weekly, and then I get paid weekly for my daycare. So what we do is on the weeks that my husband's getting paid, I'll write down his income and then also mine. And then weeks that it's just me, I'll just write my income. So I use a green pen to write down our income, our money coming in. And then I use a pink pen for, all of the outgoing money. So I list down our weekly budget and any bills that when they're due, I write them on the day that I'm going to be paying them. So that way, when it comes to, a certain week, I can just glance through the week and I know what bills need to be paid when. I use this note section here to list all of the bills that are due for that month, and anything extra that we need to save for that month gets listed on here as well. So that way it's kind of an overview of our monthly budget. And then as they are deducted from my checking account, I just check them off. So that way I know they've been paid and the money has come out of our checking account. On the back, there's a note section. I am loving this because I didn't really have a spot before that I wrote down any, goals for the month as far as my financial goals and all of that. So now at the end of the month, my husband and I go over okay, how did we do the previous month and what are our goals for the upcoming month? This year, we're really trying to save as much as we can. So we are on a pretty tight budget and we are just trying to, sock as much away as possible. So it's really important for us to both be on the same page and to communicate what our goals are. So I really like having this page to write down our goals because, there are those times when you kind of want to go and splurge on something, or, you want to go to order takeout or whatever, and this kind of keeps us on track. Okay, we really want to be able to save this much this month, so in order to do that, do we really need a pizza, or can we just make a meal that we have here? So it's been helping in that aspect. And that is basically it. That is how I organize our budget and bill pay. And like I said, just having it kind of at a glance like this really helps me And I've tried, like, I know the perpetual calendar that comes with the Erin Condren notebook, a lot of people use that to list when their bills are due. For me, I need like an actual calendar to see, okay, on Wednesday, I just kind of relate to things better that way. I'm a very visual person. So this works out so well for me. I really like having a visual of when our money is going to be coming in and what bills need to be paid when. And then having this section to just write down, all the bills that are due and kind of give me an overview of, okay, we do have this coming, so up this month, or, we have 3 birthdays to plan for this month, so we really need to, budget that in, or, it just gives me a great overview of what each month looks like. And of course the note section for the goals, that's just been a huge help this year. So that is how I have organized my budget and bill pay. I keep it pretty simple, but it's working out really well for us so far. Of course, it's only January, so maybe I'll do like a check-in halfway through the year and see if it's still working out just as well. So that's it for now, guys, for today's challenge, and I will see you tomorrow.